Greetings to you all! I hope you're all feeling absolutely tippy top of the world as the rain is pouring here in the beautiful, beautiful land of Manchester, where I am settled nice and warm. And for our live viewers, or video watchers, come on, come here. Yay! Look who's come to say hello! Here he is! You haven't seen him in so long, but he's here now. He's relaxed. Oh, he's relaxed finally. He's settled down, haven't you, pal? Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You settled down. You want to go lie down, don't you? Do you want to go lie down? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go on then, bud. Go on, have a little lie down wherever you find a place to live in the world. Go on. Go in. Ben is with us and will be chilling at the office for the next week or so. As my family is away, while we prepare some wonderful, wonderful things. Ben's chilled now. He's been stressed out all day, running around, jumping up at the table, nuzzling, doing all kinds of stuff. But now he's come to spend some time with us. We've had a super amazing week checking out Final Fantasy VIII, which is the most bizarre entry in the series yet. And I thought Final Fantasy Origins was probably going to be the weirdest entry in that franchise, but turns out not even close. Final Fantasy VIII is taking its... taking that crown. Whatever the sweet fuck is going on in that game, I don't know, but we have left it on a cliffhanger, as it does look like a certain mayor will have to await his fate. We'll have to await his fate and see what life can bring him on Monday. We'll see what happens then. Yes, 8 is some good drugs. The dialogue and everything that they've written into 8, but it has a wonderful charm. We're having a really good time with it. It's been super, super fun. But the stream will not be over after drama. Usually we finish up. It is the end of our Friday here to sit back and kick back and relax with you guys. But we will not be, because we're going to be playing some FF14 after this. So I'll check out some Astrologian. And then we're going to be sitting down with the Yogscast. It's for the grand finale. We're doing a watch along for Rings of Power. For those of you who are enjoying it, we will be sitting down with a professor of Tolkien mythology who knows all the things about stuff to do with it. So we're going to be doing that for tonight. So we're going to be with you for a little while yet. It should be pretty fun. But the game plan right now, of course, is to regale you and myself with some tales of weirdness and wonder that happen in the online world, where anonymity and things like that, and of course repressed desires, maybe, or the degeneracy is allowed to run wild all over the place. And that is what we're going to celebrate today. Now, Bex, of course, our wonderful Bex, checks through these stories, and she's presented me one here, which worries me a lot, because I need a request of our live audience to go along with this. And yes, I need faith in you guys. I need faith in the live audience to not be utter degenerates for about 30 seconds. That's all I ask. I need a guild name for this that's animal themed. So that is what I need from you. And I need you to, you know, try and not be... Oh, Pony Slay Station is not bad. Yeah, you went straight to the furries. Yes, I thought so. The Red Rockets. All right. Oh, pink lipstick. Yes, pink lipstick is relevant today. Pink lipstick will be what we'll go with. Hopefully that's not going to be relevant. I do not know, as always, as a reminder, I do not know what is contained within these tales. Bex approves them for me and says, yeah, you might have some fun time reading this. Dear Preacher, let's go. Dear Preacher, I enjoy my superior Photoshop skills depicting the average raid night. All right, there's an attention to detail on this picture, which I'm not exactly happy exists, I suppose, for our live audience. This is the picture, and it appears to be me painted over Varian's face. I think it's Varian Rin, with the bum chin intentionally cut out of my chin to show the other bum chin. But we do have Gen with us. We do have Gen. Yeah, it's... I'm surprised you managed to get the picture seemingly to fit so well and the bum chin to smooth in. Some color correction may have been in order. That looks like a relatively low-res picture. But sure, we'll take it. We'll take it. Hi, Mike, and your ever-amazing chat. The butt licking begins. I want to share this little tale with you. I'm sure this is something a lot of you have been through, so maybe you can relate to my tale. So here we go. I have written and rewritten this story so many times, so the dates and times might not be perfect, but you know how it goes. And apologies for any strange phrasing or spelling errors. I am from Team Swee. You never ever. Look. My brethren who happen to be geographically born in a different location, trust me when I say, don't worry about it. It is my job to translate it as best I can. As long as it's semi-readable, we're going to be fine. We're going to be absolutely fine. Let me set you up for this. I started World of Warcraft Shadowlands off in a guild that I joined towards the end of Battle for Azeroth. After having taken a break for like a year or so. This is not the guild we're going to talk about today, though. No. But I would like to mention them since it was pretty much perfect for me in terms of like raid times. The guild mates were good fun. The leadership was crisp. I feel like a good raid leader should be more hands-on, consistent with call-outs, and listen to constructive feedback. To an extent, of course, which the one in that guild did. What a guy. What a hero. What a legend. But around the start, of course, of January 2021, I woke up to chaos. Half of the raid team had vanished overnight. People were dropping out after I logged in by the hour. From what I could gather, some of the top DPS people thought that the guild wasn't good. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen. And it wasn't being as serious as they wanted to be. To push! Push! We must push! Which I guess is fair enough. The guild had been advertised as semi-hardcore. Oh god, semi-hardcore social guild. And after all, I should have known that the end was doomed because at least it was not led by a husband and wife. It made me really sad to have to seek out yet another guild, but I tried to look at it as an opportunity. I can move up the ladder. This is a good time. And I can also leave behind the dreaded poor people of the game, the Alliance, and move my ass to the rich people over on the Horde. I had been an Alliance main since I started World of Warcraft in Legion. Jesus Christ, you started in Legion? What a fresh baby face you are. Aren't you? Barely out of diapers. Look at him, everybody. Aww. Aww. Started in Legion. Hey, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Don't worry about it. Being the Legion baby I am, I'm sad that I missed out on Mists of Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor, and of course, I did miss out on the Legion raids as I just started. They seem to have been a lot of fun. Sometimes. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. But then sometimes it was bad. Sometimes it was, you know, it was a mixed bag. Let's put it that way. It was a mixed bag. I didn't start raiding until Battle for Azeroth. F. F. I mean, Dazerlaw was alright. Dazerlaw was good. That was alright. It's not too bad. I cannot name, I swear to you, all the BFA raids. Battle for Dazerlaw. I'm not looking at chat. BFA raids. Queen Ashara. So Eternal Palace was in there. The first one, I want to say Ulduar, but it wasn't called that. It had Talos and Mother. And Gahoon was the last boss. Whatever the fuck that place was called. Was there one more in BFA? Yeah, Ashara wasn't the last boss. Oh, N'Zoth. Yeah, N'Zoth was BFA, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, N'Zoth raid, whichever one that was. Uldia. Yeah, Uldia. Nyalotha, yes. I have far too many raid instances in my brain since the beta of World of Warcraft. I have far too many names in there. Okay, so you started BFA. Not bad overall. Not bad. Crucible of Storms was BFA as well. True. We had like 5 raid tiers that time. My virgin human warrior transformed into a Chad female orc warrior. Disgusting. Absolutely gross. Just disgusting. And I'm proud to say that she still stands to this day. Arriving on my new Horde shores, I went looking for a new guild. Says the Femro. Look, I have played both a female orc, a Femro, I've played a Worgen, I've played them all. I don't think there's any race I have not been in either game. I've never been a Hrothgar, and I've never been a Lala. I think I've been everything else. Or, no, I haven't been a human in FF14. Yeah, I've not been a Hrothgar, because, I mean, why would you ever do that? That's just not going to happen. But I think in WoW, I've been a human. I have had a human character. It was bad. I think I've had everything in WoW. Probably excluding some of the, like, alliance races, like the alternative Tauren. I've not had that. Not had that one. In hindsight, I should have followed your advice and done more vetting of the guild I applied to. I have heard countless stories on Drama Time and have watched the guild videos you've made many times over, but alas, I ignored all of it. I mean, it's... I mean, then it's on you then, right? We had a Void Elf. He was called the Rasmus. He was wonderful. I did what so many others do, even those who watch your content. Be it ignorance or laziness or just naivety, I just went with the first guild I saw that had decent enough raid times and progression. And they were Pink Lipstick. I think at the time they were 7 out of 10 heroic and the raid times fit. It was perfection, right? No. The second I joined, the red flags popped up. And I ignored them. I like this story. I like that you know that we have done everything in our power to prepare you and galvanize you against what lurks out there. And you freely admit that you just ignore all of it out of sheer, it's done, it's sorted, and I don't have to do any more work. Therefore, it's easy. The red flags popped up right away, but I ignored them. The first red flag, oh God, I would leave. Okay, I don't think there is a person watching this right now who wouldn't leave a guild in any game whatsoever when they discovered that all of the ranks for your roles in the guild were different kinds of wolves. Immediate leave. Immediate leave. There's no pause. There's no question. It's just, I'm out. I'm done. No way. I'm out. No, there's something weird going on. The GM and officer ranks being alpha and beta. Oh. The GM's listed himself as the alpha. There you go. Oh, wonderful. Below that, the other ranks were different species or breeds of wolves from what I could guess. But hey, they had progression. And I can live with being a wolf if it means I can raid and have some fun too. So, the first raid night with the new team. The first raid night arrived. Time to prove myself. Maybe one day I could be an alpha. And we're about to rip up some wimpy vampires with our teeth and claws as the howls of our wolf pack echoes throughout the castle. I'm trying to be dramatic here, but part of the ritual of the guild was to howl before the first pull. I'm just not doing it. No. Ow! Abort ×3. Ready? Everybody ready? All right, do it. Ow! Let's go. Getting assembled in front of the first trash gargoyles before Shriekwing. I pop my food, flask, sharpening stones, put on my raiding playlist. Of course, that would be Darude Sandstorm on repeat. I'm ready to go. Right from the get-go, I hear Crooker call the lead assist and tank his wife. Oh no. I did not realize that his wife was the main tank. The pull timer comes up on my screen. No explanation of mechanics or anything, just straight to war. Which is fair enough for Shriekwing. That boss barely does anything anyway. But it did feel strange that we weren't going to mention anything for this boss, like it was super farm for everybody. Huntsman goes down, Hungering Destroyer goes down, and Lady dies. Somewhat decent. We did have a couple of wipes, but then we got to my boy Zymox. Now, anybody who's played World of Warcraft, certainly during Castle Nathria, will know about our boy Zymox. I could probably just leave this picture from our logs and leave it at that. Beware, it's not a pretty sight. Okay. If I remember right, the entrance is here. You're tanking. I have never seen Zymox tanked over there. What's this marker? Why? Who does Zymox over here? Please explain. All right, for our FF community guys, this fight involves putting down portals. 2 players get marked. You get portals. That drops a portal when it runs out. So you get like a countdown above your character, and then it drops a portal, and that becomes a teleporter other people can use. That's what these markers are. You know, the diamond and the blue. So you could go in the put diamond, and you immediately come out in the blue. And this allows you to move seeds. The fuck is going on over there? There's a red cross. For our audio listeners, there's a red cross in the very far northeast, like outside of the map. And all the players are in like the northwest corner. X is the bomb? I mean, only the tank needs to care about the bomb. Why would you put down a marker for the tank? Nobody does that. That's fucking crazy. The tank just fucks off and comes back. What are these guys doing? There's like 5, 6 people that are just over in the west. Just chilling. And then there's a shaman that's just fucking AFK for some reason. I don't know. I can't tell what's going on. But I've never seen Zymox done that way, and I have seen a lot of Zymox in my day. Let's put it that way. Okay. Do I need to explain further? Also, even the amount of shamans here, how many were there? 1, 2, 3. Count with me, stream. I need live audience. One here. We got enhancement here, and 2 restos. Is there another one? I don't think so. Unless there's something buried in here where the boss is. But it looks like 3 shamans to me, I'm guessing. Also, about shamans here, they wouldn't spec Windrush. Even when we asked. Why? But why? But why? For our FF14 guys, Windrush is a totem that shamans come on the floor that makes everyone run faster, and this boss tries to suck you into the middle to kill you. So you put Windrush down so you don't have to run as much, but apparently not. Somehow we did kill him, though. And we went along to our favorite blood elf, who is yet again risen from the grave. We didn't have much problems killing him, and Council dropped after an hour of wipes. Crooker refusing to call out Dark Recitals, or whatever the swirly boys are. You have to move out or so. Sludgy Boy kept strong, and we did not kill Sludgefist that night. By now, after seeing how they play, I'm starting to have some doubts about the pink lipstick. So everything before the raid was a red flag. The raid was a red flag, and now you're starting to have doubts. Now there's doubts starting to creep in. But maybe it was just an off day, right? Maybe it was just an off day. It could have just been a bad night. I'm not even sure how many trials were in there. No, it's fine. Like it was probably just every raid guild has an off night. It happens. It can be anything. You know what I mean? It could be anything you make of. But the next raids are similar to the first one. We make some progress, but not because of much more than pulling it over and over and over and over again until we eventually got the health bar a bit lower. Often, we would claim we had gotten good progress even when most of the team was dead. I felt committed to stay with this guild until they cleared the raid. After all, I had signed up for them. Oh my god. Guys. Look at me. Joining a guild does not mean you are committed to them. Okay? It's okay to say no. It's totally fine. It's okay to say this isn't for me. I'm going to look elsewhere. It's fine, all right? I don't fit in. I'm not happy. I don't like it. You're not committed because they could be asked to type /G invite you. You're not. I just felt like I shouldn't let the team down. After all, we kept referring to ourselves as a wolf pack. You don't want to leave the pack, do you? Because we're together. Wolf strong, right? Wolves together strong. Do you really want to fuck up the wolf pack? Do you want that? Is that what you want? I don't think it is. But I was getting more and more unsure if we would ever actually kill Side and Athreus with this team. Let's go forward a week. And one of our tanks, not the wife, just quit the guild. Apparently, because he didn't like having criticism levied his way, according to Crooker. Highly doubtful for reasons we'll get into later. On my final raid night, it was just a fucking shit show. I played badly as well, but honestly, I was just waiting for it to be over, so my brain zoned out and I just clicked buttons until the inevitable wipe came, with my Sandstorm playing in the background, naturally. Crooker decided that having lost our primary tank, it was only right that he filled the spots. Step up to keep this team alive and together. So now we have the husband and wife as our tanking duo. As if this place wasn't perfect enough as it was. This is not in the logs, but we had a pug raid a day before the main one to get him some gear from the early bosses. And from what I saw from his performance, it did not go well for us. Now, I'm not prone. I genuinely mean this from the bottom of my heart. I am not prone to calling other players bad. It's not me. It's not my business. I'm not the best either. But fuck me. Sometimes he just stood still as his health depleted while he was in a big pile of blood on the floor and got hit by multiple discs when he should have been moving out. It was decided... Oh, no. All right. All right, guys. After their prestigious raid leader decides to take up the tanking mantle, this is heroic as well, remember. On which boss on the new reset did they call it a day? On which boss did they call it a day and say we just can't do any more like this? On which boss did they get to? Considering what you've heard so far, they got a brand new tank. Which boss? Zymox, Altamore, Huntsman, Shriekwing, Huntsman. I am surprised so many of you guessed this for heroic, but you're right. We ended our raid night a bit short after we wiped 6 times on Huntsman. How can you fail Huntsman with an entire raid team who's done it on farm and just one different tank? What is the tank? I've tanked Huntsman. You don't do anything. You stack and move out sometimes. That's it. There's fuck all to do. Sometimes you stand them and sometimes you move it out. That's it. That's all the tank does there. It's a big job. It's a big... Hey, it's a big job. Yeah, in phase 3, you shimmy a bit. That's it. Let's go back to the main raid. Crooker's already non-existent call-outs became fewer and fewer, and I felt the whole raid was just losing their will to be together. If not their will for their souls. He did call one thing out. On Lady. Ring of Peace on boss. That's when I knew his microphone was not broken. So, as we extended the lockout, oh my god, we're extending the heroic lockout. We are now suddenly stood in front of Daddy Denathrius. Yeah, if you can't kill Huntsman Altamore, it's a good idea to go straight to Denathrius. That's clever. That's the play. That's what you do. It is. I heard Max talking about this during some sort of lecture. He said, you know, if you're wiping on the second boss of the dungeon, it's probably wise to try and get a lockout just straight to the last one and go that way. And here, of course, is where it all fell apart. The week before, we had made decent progress, getting through phase 1 and almost doing phase 2. But for some reason, Crooker decided it was time to scrap the plan because he had seen a new video on YouTube that makes the fight easy. Our first hour of pulls, we did not get out of phase 1. And it might surprise you to know that we did not kill the fight that night. I was leveling an alt when I got a notification from one of the raid members that I actually was becoming friends with, saying there's been a poll made. So we can democratically deal with our problems. You know what else you need? A suggestion box. That's what else you need. That's what... All those things would be great. I had a chat with my friend and found out that apparently other people were pissed off with the guild. Really? And I was not the only one growing tired of Crooker's way to lead and deal with criticism. They had multiple times explained and suggested different ways to go about the fights, and that nobody else in the fucking world is doing it the way we're doing it, and the mechanic doesn't work as he thinks it works, just to receive a "he knows, but this way is better" type response. I also watched it firsthand. During Stone Legion General's progress, I sent a pretty thorough strategy guide to him. His response was that he will look into it. And it was never brought up after that. I wasn't saying that I was right about the strat, but it was clear he didn't even look at what the fight actually did. We go forward a few hours and I get another message. They had brought up their issues to Mr. Crooker. They had been kicked from the guild. I log on to check and was immediately hit up in the pink by Mr. Crooker himself. Here are some screenshots. I have censored the names, so it should be fine to show on stream, but you can decide. Okay. I bet this is a really balanced and fair take. That's my feeling on it. This is probably going to be really balanced and fair. If I was to use a word, it's probably reasonable. Okay. I will read this for you. Hello. Smile. How are you? Me? I'm alright. How about you? Good, good. Just wondering if you have advice or view on the team. I'm just ask everyone so we can get better together. Question mark? One sec. I'm talking to my fiance about something. I'll answer you soon. Sure. 7 minutes later. Ready now? 2 minutes later. Are you stay or are you leave the wolf pack? I'm assuming that this question is prompted by the poll and the people who talked to me about it yesterday. I'm not going to lie, I do think that there are some problems with the raid at the minute. I'm aware that most of these are subjective and just my feelings and opinions. I'm used to a more involved approach with raid leading, and I have heard on a few occasions that asks for explanations have fallen a bit on deaf ears. Not to say that you're not a decent leader, I'm not saying that. Just that I think it's not the right fit for me. I've stayed with you guys to not leave before progress is done. I don't want to let anybody down in the wolf pack. Oh, you used the word wolf pack? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, Arthur. Fuck you. Well, I am declaring now a declaration. I am going to change a lot of things. I want you to stay. So, are you staying or are you leaving? I like that it took 2 minutes. I can see the timestamps here. It took 2 minutes for our author to reply to that message. TBH, I feel like the way you reacted to having them approach you with their worries and the resulting kicks have left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not sure how it was handled, but from my view, they came at it from a constructive angle. I don't feel like I can really stay after this. I wish you all the best in the future, and I hope you kill Sire. Dude, you don't know what happened, dude. There was a lot of nasty things said in a direct message and voice. Come to the Wolf's Den. And we'll talk, and I'll... Oh, they call Discord the Wolf's Den. Oh no. It's not Discord. It's the Wolf's Den. Come to the Wolf's Den. Come to the Wolf's Den. And we will talk and I'll explain my side of the story. I'm not looking to get into a discussion about it. It's just how it looked from my view. I have felt like it wasn't really a fit for me and you guys for a bit now, to be honest. I've tried to stay and see if I felt better, but I don't. Okay then. Well, I don't know what to say other than good luck. But dude, trust me. This is not the first time they have tried to do this. Sadly, they are like that. Like Wolf Cubs. Fuck you, Bex, for making me read this. Fuck you. I'm just going to leave the guild. But I really do wish you all the best in the future. Okay. See ya. Okay. Is that the end of the DMs? Yes. Is this very fanfic? Sadly not. This is when I knew that he must have painted our old tank in a bad light. I have little doubt that they went about it in a non-constructive way, as the core team was a pretty solid group of guys that want to raid and do progress together. I might have handled it wrong. I don't think so. I think our author did all right there. That was the actual DMs. We got the actual whispers. I think that was pretty fair. I think that was pretty respectful. But I said my piece and I left. I know now I should have listened to you when the stories of similar experiences have been read on Drama Time. And I just left after the first raid. But alas, I hope that my little tale may save at least one person from entering the wolf's den. Can I entrust all our audience, our listeners around the world, to be safe from entering the wolf's den? Listen to your gut feelings, and don't spend weeks in a cesspool guild out of some sort of commitment. Find a place that makes you want to play, not that makes it want to log off. Well, the game is making a good job of itself at the moment. So now I'm just a lone wolf. You're not a lone wolf. I am just a lone wolf wandering the Shadowlands in search of a new pack. In brackets, I'm just going to put this in the chat. I'm just going to copy paste so you know I'm not making this up at all. I'm not. So now I'm just a lone wolf wandering the Shadowlands in search of a new pack. I am not a furry, I promise. Ooh. I don't think these guys believe you. If I was to take a guess, I don't think anybody here believes you. Kappa. Woo. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and thank you, Mike, for reading my little tale and for all your chat for listening to it. Thank you very, very much. No problem. No problem. Oh, God. Oh. I don't think we've ever had a story about this game before, but I like the prospect of the guild names that go with it. Yes, I do. All right. The Young and the Noobish. Okay, the Young and the Noobish. I need 2 guild names from you guys in a minute. Now, one of them, again, you need to be good people, all right? How do I say this name? Chrysotile? Chrysotile. Chrysotile. Puppy. And Cyber Waste. Ew. Alright, I need 2 guild names from our live audience. One is a good, solid, strong guild name. We'll go with the Wolverines. Okay, the Wolf Pack, sure. And the second guild name's description is a clicky bitch fiesta. That's what we need. A clicky... So which guild name do you know before you get in is full of nonsense? The Trash Pandas, the Wolf Pack, yeah, probably. The Ashleys, the Triple Triad, the Wolf Cubs, the Love Slaves. I mean, the Dragon Muffins. Oh, ours, Invictus. Invictus Dominus. Yes, Invictus Dominus. No chance I'm joining that. I like that. That's a red flag name right there. That is a guild that is looking to be strong like bull. All right, let's go. Hello, Preacher and your audience. A very long-time YouTube viewer from the land down under. All right, mates. Makes it hard to catch the streams, but I do. It actually should be easier for you, unless you work nights. We stream at really good times for Team Australia. Makes it hard to catch the streams, but I do when my irregular gaming lifestyle has me up late enough or early enough to do so. And I'm writing to you a story that may need judgment, but in my mind it does not. Do we need the gavel? Okay, he says he doesn't need judgment. But we reserve the right to judge. We reserve the right. I know now, as a man in his late 20s, that I was a young, giant noob and very, very gullible. Hopefully your audience will enjoy, even laugh at my younger suffering and applaud my triumph over a deceitful friend. Here is my tale. Let's go back to 2007. Back before I even heard of online games. God, I'm old. That makes me feel really, really old. My parents at the time didn't believe in online gaming. Claimed it cost too much and was a waste of money. Even though my father was an avid gamer, he would smash Crash Bandicoot. He would rock Splinter Cell on the PS1. We lived in Melbourne, in one of the outer regions of the city. My mother was a store manager for a servo chain, and my father a lowly grease monkey mechanic. Now, I know this must seem irrelevant, but trust me, it's required for where we're going. My mother had seen an advertisement for a position with her current servo chain offering double her current salary, along with beautiful photos of a beachside town, full relocation package, a bonus for taking the job. And as a lower class family barely scraping by, this seemed like too big an opportunity to miss. It was brought home and a family vote was had. Everyone said yes. We voted in favor of leaving rainy, miserable Melbourne and moved to the luscious beachside town. So we did. I think I would have voted for it. I don't know the name of the town yet, but I think I would have voted. Also, is Melbourne rainy? I mean, I kind of picture Australia as a red-hot, scorching desert most of the time. Rainy Melbourne? Is that true? We've got some Team Australia in the house, so I'd like to know. So, the vote was had. Let's go forward a few months later, and we're stepping off the plane in our brand new hometown. As we do in our full winter setup, used to 10 to 15 degree weather, the full force of the dry 45 degree heat hit us. We began to look at our surroundings, and we quickly realized that maybe the advertisement had lied. We were not in a sunny, gorgeous beachside resort. We were now locked into a 4-year contract in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. A rinky-dink mining town in the middle of nowhere. You didn't Google the place? One Google? You didn't Google it before you packed up and moved and flew. You didn't do a Googling of the place or like visit it? Just a visit, maybe? Considering you want to live there? I haven't got a name of a town yet, but we'll have to check. It might have been pre-Google. Fuck, when Google didn't have pictures back then? Yeah, but we had internet then. We had, I think. I can't remember. The servo chain my mother worked for was very disorganized, and we lived from motel to motel for months. You moved without having a house. You got on a plane with all your shit with nowhere to go. You sold your other house, I guess. So you sold up, packed it, fucked off to the middle of fucking nowhere. Don't worry though, Preach and your viewers. Here comes the big bit. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever relocated towns at a young age. I did. I went to 13 primary schools. But most schools try to partner the new students up with those who, well, are the dregs of the year, the outcasts, someone who needs some social inclusion. That didn't happen to me. That's not a normal thing. They don't usually put you with some gigaloos. They usually put you with the nerd who's like really into showing you around and trying to get you to be a friend. They don't put you with some fucking gigalooser. Sometimes these people don't deserve to be in this position, but as I eventually found out, my new school guide deserved to be in that position. He initially came off as friendly and seemed like a genuinely nice guy. Looking back as an adult who has much better understanding of social cues and all the red flags in our initial meeting became very vibrant. His name was Chrisitile. Chris also had another friend, Puppy, who was a genuine guy and I guess was a lot like us, young and gullible. Oh no. Now, some of your audience may know, in 2007, there was a change in the gaming world. RuneScape was beginning to kick off thanks to Miniclip, slowly rising the ranks of MMOs and becoming a pop culture phenomenon. Well, at least in our backwater mining town school it was. It was Chris who introduced me and my younger brother by 3 years to RuneScape. And we were fucking hooked. We'd be arguing over the back office computer at my mother's work so we could play RuneScape whilst we waited for mother to finish work and take us home. We would hope she would get held up so we could have even more time to grind out our terribly inefficient XP grinds as it was back in the day. But we were young and just enjoying playing the game. Chris offered to help us in exchange for our passwords. He could level whilst we couldn't play. Oh, Chris, what a nice person. What an absolutely wonderful person you are. All they have to do is give you their passwords and he will help. Oh, what a guy. What an absolute guy. We were 11 and 7 years old. 11 and 7 years old. Chris was a school friend. What could possibly go wrong from sharing our passwords? So we obliged. Eventually, of course, we tried to convince our father to buy us membership, but he had to try the game first to make sure it was not full of pedophiles. How do you do that check? Any pedos around here? Excuse me? Excuse me, mate. Excuse me. Is you a pedo, mate? Just checking. If any of yous is pedos, you better put your arm up now. Put your hand up. I'm checking because my 2 young boys are going to be here in a minute. So they better not be no penos around. All right. Checking, mate. Well, as it turned out, my father's idea of checking the game was safe involved him making his own account and becoming addicted to the game. We did not get our memberships for quite some time. But he did. Dad's a gangster. We had to continue playing as free-to-play players for quite a while. My father had recently gotten a mining job that many in his town hoped to obtain and bought himself a laptop and a mobile internet stick so he could play, a dongle. We were also finally out of the motel hotel rooms provided by the company and we had moved into a company house. We grinded. We grinded out money-making methods and eventually obtained a communal set of rune armor and a rune scimitar. This was huge for free-to-play players. It was so valuable. People would look on in awe as we walked around in the best free-to-play poor people gear. We would share this gear with each other by multi-logging and trading it between ourselves. Well, one day we got back to our mother's work and logged in to see that rune armor was gone. That's okay. Maybe Cyberwaste and my father had it. So I assume Cyberwaste the brother. As I log around to each of our accounts, no rune armor to be found. I asked my brother and he's as confused as I am. When we arrive home, we ask father and he's as confused as we are. Our communal armor set that we were all sharing between us was gone and we're devastated and confused as to where it went. We, of course, thought we'd been hacked. My father changed all our passwords and back to work we went trying to reobtain our prized possession. The next day in the schoolyard, though, our friend Puppy starts to talk about this cool new armor that Chris has. A light bluish hue armor set, matching scimitar. Wow, I think to myself. Chris managed to grind out his own set of rune on his own. That's impressive. Fucking kids are the worst, man. Kids are the absolute fucking dumbest people on the planet. They're so fucking stupid. So stupid. I just need to give this story as an aside, right? Over the weekend, so last weekend, my oldest son was playing Roblox. And he told me the story of someone who joined the Roblox game and declared that if anybody could beat him in a 3v1, so 3 of them versus him, he was going to give that person, or all 3, a premium Roblox pack that he would whisper to them. So apparently Max immediately says, in for the fight. They kill this guy, this fucking guy, 3-on-1, and then didn't get the premium pack, shockingly. To which he was so mind blown that the guy would lie to him. So when I reiterate, it's like everybody lies on the internet. Every single fucking person is lying on the internet. Like, take that as the default when it comes to the internet. And then if it gets better, that's good. And he said, but there was still a chance he would have given it me. That young naivety of still holding out hope that maybe somebody will just log in and start handing out money to him. It's just still there. He's huffing copium so hard. He's like, it could have been true though, Dad. I was like, no, probably not. Definitely not in Roblox. He's like, it could have been true though. What if it was true? I would have got a premium pack and some skins. I was like, Then, of course, later in the day, I began to realize that the timing of this was pretty suspicious. I asked how he managed to get it. By killing people. I went out PKing. He responded quickly. Yeah, it was like fucking, you know what I mean, mate? It was epics. I like beat this guy in full rune while he was schooled with my mithril set. I'm just like really good at RuneScape, you know what I mean, mate? So when he was like out there, I just beat the shit out of him and got it. Now I knew, of course, it was very obvious that he'd stolen it. But in my mind, this was my friend. He was better than me at RuneScape. There was a chance that he had just won it. There was a chance. So Friday rocks up, and Chris and Puppy is sleeping at our place, and our dad has set up the laptop in the back room so we can all play RuneScape together. With our 5-year-old desktop that sounds like a jet engine and Chris's laptop, we're all killing hill giants, and I asked them to watch my account while I go and get us some drinks and snacks. In the time that I am out of that room, the logout timer has kicked in and I had been logged out. Chris tries to log me back in and quickly realizes he no longer has my password. When I came back to the room, he had been interrogating my brother and demanding the password after my brother had explained why we changed it and was not going to tell anyone else the password. Chris was offended. Not only was he upset that we apparently didn't trust him with the password, but as it becomes apparent after this exchange, he's more upset he has lost access to any cool new gear that we get. If you, like, don't give me your password, right? I'll give you a dead leg. I don't think he realized my brother has a bit more courage than I do. And replies, I'll break your fucking nose if you do that. I just stand at the door with Coca-Colas in hand. That's pretty Chad, actually. I'll break your fucking nose. Whack! I hear as Chris hits my brother's leg in one swift motion. I hear a loud as my brother punched him in the fucking nose. Chris's eyes are filled with tears. Trying to hold it back. Mate, your brother just hit me. You're not going to do anything about it, though. The only response I could muster was, he did tell you he was going to do that. No wonder it was so easy to steal your stuff. You are an idiot, he shouted as he ran from the room, laptop in hand, and out of our front door. My father came in and was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's RuneScape. And we explained the story, leaving out that Chris has been the one stealing our rune armor, as we didn't want our dad to get involved, especially when it came to video games. My dad leaves, and that's when Puppy pipes up. Did Chris steal your rune armor? I've lost stuff too. But Chris said it wasn't in. And I've got Chris's password. So a plan begins to come together. Let's not only get our stuff back, but let's fuck him over completely. As you can imagine, a child like Chris doesn't exactly have a stellar record in game. He had been banned 3 times for abusive comments. I wonder what they might have been. That's a thinker, isn't it? What would an 11-year-old with anonymity get banned for in abusive language? I don't know. I'm going to be thinking about that all night, I guess. We log into Chris's account and it totally works. We trade over everything in his bank to my account and then we split it up later. We head over to Varrock Bank, that was the trading hub back in the day in one of the most populated worlds, and began throwing out every single insult our brains could think of. Oh no. Oh god. We kept this up for quite some time, and eventually we get a message in the pink, and it's Chris on an alt account demanding we give over his account, explaining we better log off. They'd already changed the password, and thankfully for us, RuneScape didn't have a way to force us to log off. We continued spewing the most childish insults for the next little while until we were bored and logged off. After the weekend was over, we saw Chris in the schoolyard and he told us his account was banned, and attempted to apologize for the events of Friday night after he had to explain to his parents what had happened. We took this moment to inform him that it was us who had hacked this account and what we had been up to. And we told him he was no longer welcome to be our mate. Oh, that's not nice. Now, I maybe do ask for your judgment. Did we go too far? Maybe. But I'll tell you one of the many lessons this game has taught me. If you can't trust a friend with virtual cyan items, then you can't trust that friend at all. Thank you for reading my little tale, and I hope you and your audience enjoyed it. No, not guilty. Losing a friend, only slightly. I think this is a little overboard. I do. But in the minds of a kid, it's the ultimate betrayal, right? That's like taking the Pokemon cards, man. He was never a friend. He was just an obnoxious little fuck, like most people are at 11. Not guilty, not guilty. I don't think they're guilty. I wouldn't go as far as to call them guilty, but I think it's there. He yoinked that gear. He didn't need to go get the account banned. Exactly. Like, that probably doesn't need to happen. It's probably, you could probably sort that out in about 10 minutes IRL and be good and golden. I declare them not guilty, but a warning face needs to go along with it. He stole the shit out of the wolf pack. I don't think so. That brings the end of drama for today, but not the stream. We're going to hop over to FF14 because I want to do some Astrologian before we head on in with Team Yogscast, which is where we're heading tonight. We're going to be sitting down with Lewis and co.